Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Jasmine Tea, where we give you piping hot commentary on your favorite Blackity Black shows. I'm your host, Jasmine, and today my co host is Miss Kristen Farmer, founder and owner of the culturally centric giftware line, Curly Contessa. If you're looking to do some holiday shopping or just want a little trinket to treat yourself, I highly encourage you to head over to curlycontessa.com right now. Kristen, tell the people hello.
Hey, how are you?
Boom.
Thank you for having me, Jasmine.
You're welcome. I'm excited. You look lovely, all bright and spirited this morning.
Thank you. I try.
It's just, woke up like this a bit. So today we're going to be recapping one of our favorite shows, Insecure Season 5, Episode 2. I'm excited about it. I'm sad this is the last season, but we're just going to make it through. Okay, so we're going to start off with our What's Been Brewing moments, and that's simply what Black Twitter has been saying about the show. What has been brewing out here on Beyonce's internet regarding episode 2? So, first things up is a whole time jump. So, it is 1 year later from when we last left off. That kind of caught me off guard. I mean, it makes sense for some time to pass. Everybody's kind of in a transitory moment, like, trying to be a better human or got different things coming on. So it makes sense for them to take us through the progression a bit. But were you surprised by the time jump?
I was surprised by the time jump, but growth, okay, you have to have some time to pass by so you can see the progressions of where Issa is and Molly and their relationships, personal and their personal relationship and their relationship with guys or men.
Mm-hmm. Everybody seems to be doing pretty well at this point. Like Issa and her business is thriving. The block is hot. Issa and her business are thriving. Molly is just seeming
10K followers,
yeah, she
yay!
10K followers. Like, congratulations for real, because that's some consistent content producing and engagement. Molly is really self aware. She's getting into her own self and
She's
realizing,
doing her yoga and meditating.
and her really cute outfit.
Hair transition.
Hmm. Hmm.
She gone natural.
Yeah,
Go mom.
nice and short. They say when a woman changes her hair, she's about to change her life. So I definitely think that's evident for Molly. She's clearly trying to be a better person. Next up, we have Issa and Molly are back besties. Okay, so we saw at the end of the first episode, after they got robbed and got back in the car, it kind of like broke the tension, like just allowed them to be comfortable with each other again. Are you happy to see them back together?
I'm happy to see them work through their relationship. They work hard for it. They've been besties since college. I mean, people do grow apart, but they've made significant strides to rekindle what they used to have. And they're like doing sleepovers and
I know.
Issa bought Molly a pillow because her big head deflated the other one. And they're just comfortable and they're getting to know each other and getting into their own skin.
That's it. They do seem really comfortable with each other now. And it seems like, I mean, I guess they just have some growing up to do. Like, they're comfortable more so with who they are as this more growner woman, I guess.
Mhm.
It's like their friendship evolved right along with them as women. And yeah, it hit a little rough patch, but they're getting it back.
They're finding themselves, and that's awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. It is. Okay, last up we have Creshawn here, Issa's new artist client. He's really Kofi. Also seen him on Queen Sugar, of course. He's just fine as hell. That's it. That's the moment. That's what Twitter's saying. Thank God we get to see him.
Nice chocolate.
Yes, nice chocolate. I like seeing him as an artist. Watching him as Ralph Angel on Queen Sugar. He's like he's softer, not like a punk, but like he's like a dad and a husband slash boyfriend. And Krishan was like more gangster with it. Um,
Yes,
so I
I
did
love
enjoy.
that name too.
Yeah, me too. I was like, oh, this sounds like hood fabulous. Like I like that. So I did enjoy hearing the bass in his voice, hearing him fight for his art, etc. Somebody
Yeah, I
said,
didn't know that's an artist.
yeah,
Yes.
The artist. Issa is doing a really good job of like shining light on creators, period. Whether it's music or writing, anything you do, she's truly rooting for everybody black.
Yes, the block is hot.
The block is hot. So somebody tweeted and said that Creshawn's performance, like at the end when he was talking, his performance with the invisible niggas, the low riders, um,
Yes.
reminded them of when Kendrick Lamar performed at the Grammys and basically like scared all the
Mhm.
white people. How was this performance for you? What did you think about it?
I love the performance. I mean, just the thrill of it all, the culture. He did it for the culture. He didn't dilute himself. He was like, I'm going out. This is my one ride, and I'm gonna ride it all the way. They're gonna like me or they're gonna hate me, but they're gonna get all of me. And they did. And he scared the what's the guy's name? The white guy's name?
I don't know. I don't.
I can't remember. But he was scared.
He
And
was.
so coming off, Issa was like, "Oh, I gotta prepare for this. I gotta prepare to do some damage control." And he was like, "Oh, I love this.
Mm,
This is great. This is hot." And but he was like, "I had a little bit too much of it. I gotta go now." But it just came out to be like wildly successful,
mm,
and I appreciate that. And
yeah.
you know what? Speaking of growth, we didn't touch on the growth that Molly had in her company. She's like volunteering
Yeah.
to do like, the marketing presentation. She's getting along with her coworkers. She's not like going behind their backs, but she's like one of the group. So I mean, her growth and glow up is just
It is. It is. She's coming up. We got a moment dedicated to Molly coming up. But on that note, let's go ahead and jump into our piping hot moment. So these are three moments from the show that really help define it, help give it, carry it along, and give it some character. So first up, like I said, the block is hot. We're shining this moment on Issa and her the block account hitting 10K followers. We already clapped it up, but shout out to them again for that. So we watched Issa grow from her nonprofit job. Oh, what was it called? Something
we
with
got child.
We Got Y'all. I was just gonna say I remember the creepy hands. We watched her go from We Got Y'all now to still doing the same type of work, basically the community driven, but more
Mhm.
culturally centric, like Curly Contessa focused. Tell me how you feel about that as a creative yourself. How does it feel to like see her grow her vision? What has that been like for you?
I mean, it's definitely exciting because she left off from a year later, one episode, the first episode, saying that I don't know what I'm doing. And I kind of had that moment this season, um, doing marketing. And I was like, I'm just here, I'm just doing all the things, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I had a very successful coaching um yesterday to give me some strategic planning and what I need to do to move forward. I need somebody to tell me no,
Mm,
and this is what the direction you need to go in. So I definitely feel those growing pains because I mean, you're just out there and you've been doing something that you've never done. You have this new ideal and it's your baby, and people can be overly critical to it. Um, but yeah, just seeing her whole glow up is definitely inspiring to reach those 10K followers. As an aspiring artist, I'm only like at 700. So, you know, if somebody know like Curly Contessa, I wouldn't be mad and buy some product too.
I feel that. I feel that. You send Issa a thank you gift or something.
Yes.
So how would you have possibly handle a client like Krishan? Like I know you create art, like this is your thing. But if somebody on your team had basically just wowed out like he did, like him and Issa hit that riff, and one, it's like I'm fighting for my passion as an artist, but on the second hand, I feel her because she was like, we supposed to be a partner doing this thing together. So how
Yes.
would you have handled that?
I don't know. Since I'm an artist, I would probably tell them to go for it because you only get one shot. And so to do the dilute it down, that's what people are gonna remember you as. You have 30 seconds to impress the world. So in that first 90 seconds, you got to get in. He came out with invisible niggas and
Mm,
he wasn't finna be invisible. So I'm just like, do you, Creshawn?
yeah. Yes.
Yes, do you. Just go out there, just give them it all. And I have to take the hit for it.
Yeah, that's a good point. 90 seconds to impress the world. So you definitely want to give them your most authentic self and say that. But I think Issa, she was definitely scared because I mean, this was her first shot, with something of this caliber too. But hopefully
And she got a lot of pushback.
yeah, she seems to have learned from it, kind of understanding more of her role as like this middleman between the client and this company here, like loyalties or the type of support your clients are expecting from you, even in
Now, the scary part for me was when she went over the guy's head to go to his boss. And
yeah,
I was like, that's a great idea. And I was like, because you don't want to like sour the punch or whatever. You don't want to put lemons in it or molded apples or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
Uh, she missed having a direct conversation with him, like pulling him aside. I
yeah.
don't think it was like a go over the head situation. And then when he showed up at the meeting, I was like,
It's just
oh,
extra awkward. I agree.
the right way.
I agree. When I was watching it, I was sitting there thinking, as I often do now in life, what would my therapist tell me to do? Like, what would they, if I had to go back, because I meet with my therapist virtually, so I'd be thinking a lot of times when I get on our next meeting and sit across the screen and tell them what happened, what are they going to say? Or, like, because typically we'd already been through this stuff. And I know for a fact they would have been like, no, you should have talked to him. Like you had something to say to this person and you didn't say it. Who did that serve? And so I do think Issa should have just, I don't know, kept pushing it forward a little more, or maybe gave it some time. Like in the first moment here where the white man was clearly scared, maybe
Mm-hmm.
that when the moment to go all in. But I definitely don't think she should have tried to go over his head. And Karma just came back and smacked her when he showed up at the meeting.
Yes, yes. She wasn't prepared for that.
No, but she handled it. I mean, she handled herself like
Yeah.
good enough. Okay, so now it's our Molly moment. Our piping hot moment number 2 is going out to our good sis Molly. She is meditating, drinking her water. She looks moisturized. Okay, minding her business. Yes, just looking peaceful. So she's in this really good place in her life where I'll say she's trying. I don't want to say she's like, successfully doing all the things. I think we're getting to see, her walk it out this season.
Yeah.
But everything seems to be going well for her. She's being really intentional. And then here her mom is coming in with kind of like, I guess, society's view of what women should be doing when they're successful out here and trying to push Herbert on her. Um,
Yes, 'cause we should be married and having kids when
yeah.
we're in our late 30s or
And
something like that.
I wonder how old Molly is. I should have Googled that. But yeah, I said, I wonder how old Molly is.
Oh.
I don't know, like, where in the 30s she is. Like, I know Elon Orgy, but I don't know if Molly is like 38 or 34. Um,
Mhm.
Not that it matters too much. Once you hit 30, it's like people think your uterus is just about to implode at any second in time. So whatever. But yeah, so her mom is coming here trying to slide in Herbert. Can you see any of yourself in Molly's dating life as a starting point? Like she's had
Uh,
Asian Bay Andrew, you know, we saw her have her moment where she updated her Tinder profile, though she didn't want to be talking to Herbert.
I feel like I've been what is the word I'm looking for? I haven't been I feel like I need to be more like Molly and not being as kind, like, oh, let me just give you this chance because blah 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you don't meet these standards. We ain't on the same level. Like, why am I like lowering myself to come down here to scoop you up? Like, I don't need nobody that bad.
As my
I'm happy.
therapist, as my therapist would say, why are you doing pigeon shit? You're an eagle. You're an eagle. Why are you doing pigeon shit?
Yes. Like, I ain't got time to be scooping nobody up and letting them weigh down on me. Nah, we got to fly together. Like, I can't help you out, bro.
Yeah. Okay, then that's a good one because Molly was definitely the extreme of that. But I'm here for being like, hey, I need some stronger boundaries or just, block.
What's boundaries at all? Jesus.
Boundaries at all. Okay, start at the beginning. Got to start somewhere. So that's going on with Molly, and then she's also trying to get her parents to sign up for estate planning, which is something I'm glad they touched on because it's not
GoFundMe's do not work for
Yes,
children.
it's not as well integrated throughout the black community. Like somebody died, and then it's like the whole family got to stop and try to gather funds together.
Yes, and
Um,
take out loans,
yeah, take
and
out loans. It's really stressful.
heartbreaking.
You can't even really grieve. You got to figure this problem out of how we're going to get them, laid to rest. So when it comes to like, also, it made me realize that stage of life where you're beginning to like parent your parents.
Mm-hmm.
So can you speak to any of that, particularly moms? Because I feel like it's different between a mom and her daughter. Like somebody told me it was like two grown women can't stay in the same house. So to watch Molly struggle with her mama, like, hey, I need you to do this really important thing, and they just keep brushing it off. Have you had to parent your parents yet?
No, I haven't had to parent my parents yet. They seem to have most of their things together, so I'm just blessed in that situation. You
You are
know, they
you
have each other to piggyback off of. When one of them handicapped it, this one, the other one got it. So I'm
okay?
like, I just go handicap each other.
Okay, well, good teamwork then. So yeah, any other comments on Molly and her me season?
I just love to see the glow up, honestly. I mean, with her job, the new hairdo, like she's just coming out swinging. And she's just like realizing like her old ways, like when she was deleting like her previous like dating requirements, like those are kind of strict, like at least 2 degree, 1 degree, but for two preferred. I'm like, oh, you want somebody that's in debt. You want
Good point.
long people to be coming after them.
That's a
I
good
mean,
point.
obviously she's looking for somebody that's successful, but we know about them student loans, girl.
Yes,
Sally Mae is on my coattails.
I
No
have two
Fed student
degrees.
loans. I paid Sally Mae off.
I have 2 degrees, and I'm still paying for them. So yeah, I understand. But I agree with that. Molly has always been like fly in terms of dressing and things, but she just seems to be more peaceful, happy. Happy in past seasons. She seemed really stressed, whether it was about work or making things work with whoever she was dating. Now she just seems happy, and I'm happy for her for that. Like, and Issa, but we'll get to that in a second. So Issa and Nathan, piping hot moment number 3 is seeing our girl Issa in the bed with Nathan, and they're just whole connection, situationship ish, whatever this is here.
Yes.
So they were about to smash. Clearly, they're in Issa's bed, hugging and kissing and rubbing. And Issa just starts crying. And Nathan's awkward moment of trying to console her, and then we just see him leave.
And then he get up and leave. The nigga left.
Got up and leave. So first, we'll start with what do you think led Issa to this moment? Like, what do you think made her cry?
I think even though it's a year later, I think that the breakup with Lawrence is still affecting her, even though he's a whole daddy now. You know, I mean, this whole series has been about him and her relationship, her and his relationship. And I think she's still a little sour from that. She just came up off this big hype, this big show, and she doesn't have anybody to solely, like, I guess, celebrate that with. I guess that's what I'm looking for. And she just needs somebody to support her emotionally and not just like physically and sexually. And I
Yeah,
mean, all of those are nice, real nice.
but they're not
But
sustaining.
they're not the same. And so I feel like she was just missing that and, probably still thinking about him. And she needed some consoling. And Nathan was like, all right, stop
There.
crying. I got you, just for now. But I'm finna leave and go get me some booty in a minute.
I agree with that. I definitely think that Issa is still dealing with herself emotionally. Like she just was saying how she's not really sure if this entrepreneurship thing is really working. And then, we see it is, but that doesn't mean that it's like easy or peaceful. Like she was legit stressed about this whole situation with Creshawn. And it
Mhm.
worked out, that's great, but it couldn't have. Like she could have got fired. Or that still doesn't mean, it wasn't heavy on her in the moment to deal with. Like she was standing over
That
there,
was a
well,
stressful
I'm fired.
situation.
Yeah, she was like, "Well, I'm fired." I think that's a good point about Lawrence. Like, hopefully this next episode, episode 4, we'll get to see, you know, what Issa has been doing. Since we just got to focus on Lawrence and Condola, because we saw her walk away, but like, how did you go in your room and cry? You know,
Mhm.
call your bitches and go out and drink. I don't think it was a breakup that was necessarily celebrated. So although she may be still doing well in terms of her career and stuff, I definitely think her feelings are still in it, some type of.
Yes.
And that's a good point. Wanting somebody to celebrate, it seems like she wants intimacy. And like we said, not necessarily sexual or anything, but she does want somebody that can like see her and who she can be soft and break down with. Like the world sees us, especially black women, so much as superwoman, but we
Mhm.
regular people around here. Like,
Yeah, we got to get rid of that strong back woman milk.
yeah, this thing is hard. Life is really, really hard and heavy. So we just saw Issa break. And I don't know, Nathan, in my heart, I want to hope he just like went to get some Waffle House and coming back or something. But he might be gone.
With them little green eyes, we want him
He
to be
is.
there for it.
He is, but he's
Happy
not. He not really trying to support, and he never really has. Like their whole relationship has never been stable. It's never been like assuring and affirming. Nathan's always been flaky. Um, yeah.
Well, there is the whole bipolar thing. As a bipolar person, I completely understand.
Well, that makes sense then, because he do be flaking in and out, but it seems like he want to do right.
Yeah, his heart is, I guess, or his mind is there,
Yeah,
but you never know what's going on with his situation.
yeah, and that was in the real with the first reason they like broke up anyways, because he said he was like I had to go focus on me.
Yes.
So he Issa got ghosted, but he was basically saying I had to choose myself over everything else, and you
Yeah.
can't be mad at that. Um,
And then how did she put it? He got a trough to hose. Is that what she said?
yeah, yeah, truffle
I
pop.
had never heard this lingo before. So
Me
I mean,
either.
he could have just left and went to be with somebody else. Like he had it on his mind that he was getting something tonight, and he could have been texting another babe. Who knows?
He could have. I hope not. I hope not. I hope he just went home or went to get some Waffle House. But you're probably right. Who knows? We'll see. Now we're going to get into our games and guesses. So we're going to end the show with a bit of fun. Okay, so in honor of Molly redoing her Tinder profile or whatever app it was, updating her dating profile, please give me some dating profile bios. We're just going to say it's Tinder for the following people, okay? It doesn't have to be
Okay.
super long or anything, but first up off, we have Tracy Ellis Ross.
Ooh, let's go with fierce, eclectic, um, attention grabber, a snatcher, slayer
I
of all things.
feel like she'll have something in there like I don't love these hoes though. Like I feel like
Yeah,
she would have to like let you know from the jump that, you know, we ain't going steady. We just kind
yeah.
of fucking around. Like
It's
you're
all about getting face.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like she's gonna be like, I'm not looking for a Stedman, even. Like you gotta keeping it real light and casual over here. Okay, next up we have Flavor Flav. What would his Tinder
Flavor
profile?
Flav.
First off, what would his Tinder profile say?
I don't know. Looking for love,
A
uh, with a little spice.
little spot.
Uh, I don't know. That's a good one though.
I feel like he'll have to have a boy in there somewhere.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. Flavor Flav had a whole show about the flavor of love, and really, I still can't pinpoint what exactly he was looking for or wanted. Maybe looking for a good mom. He had some kids.
Hmm.
Um, and that's about loves music. Maybe
Yeah,
he still made music. Okay, Flavor
I
Flav.
don't know. I just see the clock and Flavor
Yeah, that's
Flav.
it. Really, that's it. Really. Next up, we have Condola. She is a single mom out here in these streets now. What would her profile say?
Definitely bad and bougie. So I would think that she's looking for something steady. She has a kid, so she's looking for somebody to hold her down.
Mm,
Um, definitely not trying to play second fiddle to anyone.
Yeah, no.
So she's looking for, I guess, some strength, some emotional stability.
Somebody she can probably lean on as well.
Yes.
Okay. I definitely feel you on the bad and bougie. I don't know. I don't know if I feel like Condola. Is that what she want right now?
It's what she need, not what she want.
I feel like what she want might be more like just steady dick. just
Well, that too.
just relief or time to escape away from being a mom sometimes. Um,
Okay, that's good.
so I feel like she could have either or profiles. Either.
Yeah, she might have a dual profile, one here and one there.
Yeah, yeah.
Rub all over the internet. Hop, hop, hop.
Do whatever you want to do. Okay, lastly, we have Nick Cannon. We know he's been out here populating the
He
whole
got
world.
a spread in his oats.
Right.
So
Populating the whole world, growing his tribe. So, what might his Tinder profile say?
so he's definitely single and ready to mingle. But
Gotta get
he's a Netflix and chill.
okay. All right. Netflix and chill. I get that. We get that. Nick Cannon. I think he could simply put up and say where the hoes at. Like I don't think it would take
Exactly.
much for him to get likes or anything like that. He seems to be welcoming women to have his baby. Who wouldn't want to, get caked
Take
up?
that chance to run it
Right.
off for
Wouldn't
money.
who wouldn't jump and try to be just caked up? Especially if you already understand what this is. Like I'm not even trying to wife you. You mean I can have my life back? I can go back and do other
And
things
I
for
can
other
have a
people.
nanny too.
Yeah. It
Yes.
seems like
That
a
might
pretty
not be
sweet.
a bad
It's
idea.
like a pretty sweet deal. Okay. So that will wrap up our show. Thank you, Kristen, for joining us this morning. It has been so fun breaking down this episode with you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, you're welcome. Make sure you're following this podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Subscribe to my channel to make sure you get notified every time I post something new. You can listen to this podcast wherever podcasts are found. And I will see you guys back here next week to recap episode 3.
Bye bye.